So this is going to be a Q&A session about episode 936, The Modal American. Um, I'm here today with
Lucas Rieberger.
Gabriel van Heerden, and yeah, let's dig straight into the questions. So the first question they ask us is, what are the term they're looking for? And we have a hint that it's not statistics. So we for sure know that they speak about the medium, the mean, and the mode, which all together is known as the center. So we believe the term you're looking for is the center. However, they, throughout the article, elaborate a lot about the modal. Yeah.
So the second question is, what is the whole point of this podcast? What question are they trying to answer, and why should we care? So the point of this podcast, I believe, is to find a specific person that could describe the common trait of an American. The podcast tries to explain why the common term average American is not necessarily right, and why there might not be a real person in the American category. As the speakers explain what it is most likely to try to find a real person that one is likely to bump into the street. So what they're basically trying to find here is the modal American, the picture, the face of America, or how the most popular American actually does or do.
The most common one.
The most common one, yeah.
That's not the average.
Exactly, the modal.
The modal.
And third question is, what computer program did they use to calculate all of this? Well, in the podcast, they were not clear on the specific computer program they used, but it provides a number of databases where they gathered the information from, but we suspect that it's programmed the Intro to R, right? Like the program R.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think also that our professor even said that in the class. So, yeah.
I think so too, yeah.
So then we get to what would you consider as the modal person in the country that you come from. So I'm from South Africa and Lucas is from Austria. So the modal South African, honestly, I think everybody likes to drink and to eat, but in South Africa we have a term, or we have an event, it's called a braai, which is like a barbecue, and it's almost every weekend that there's one of these braais, and then everybody watch rugby, which is like American football, but we play it in the southern hemisphere and it's quite popular also in the northern hemisphere. But we always gather and watch the sport together, and then we would grill like sheep chops and like lamb chops and steak and sausages and drink and celebrate together. So I think honestly there is not one like Afrikaans South African that doesn't do this or not like to do this, and therefore I would also say that is the modal. If you think about the most common South African, yeah, I hope that answers your question. Yeah,
Anyways,
answers your question.
Well, in my case, because I'm Austrian and half Argentinian, I spent most of my life in Austria. I would say that the most common Austrian definitely likes to eat a Wiener Schnitzel and beer. And because it is so hard to actually find a common Austrian because of all these diversities, cultures that are integrated into Vienna, Austria in general, it's really, really hard. But I would say the most common Austrian would have to definitely speak a dialect and not just a Hoch German, basically High German, and they would definitely like to watch football. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, we would need to figure out some more statistical evidence in order to find the real answer. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not even Austrian yet. Hopefully one day, but I also like beer and schnitzel, so I completely understand where you're coming from. But yeah, then the last question, they just ask us why this type of analysis could be important in a business context or interesting. And the most common thing that would come to mind is that if you are trying to target a large group or a large customer segment, then obviously it's important to look at the modal and what type of customer you're dealing with. And yeah, that is our Q&A session today here for episode 936, The Modal American. Thank you very much for listening.
Don't forget to tune in on the latest. Just kidding.
And please subscribe in our link below. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No drama, Lama.